Jessica Rodriguez. I'm the executive director of OAM Surgery Center at Midtown in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We have been open and operating since 2012, so just a little bit over 10 years. We have 4 ORs, and the facility is currently orthopedic only and 100% physician owned. We've been using case coordination since I want to say late 2019. I think 2019. We added Simple Admit about a year later, and we just switched over to practice management about 6 weeks ago. I think one of the biggest reasons why we ended up switching to HST was because we were so impressed with case coordination and just how easy to use that software was, and how automated it was able to make several of our processes. And, just kind of knowing that and going into it, we knew that we were going to be able to get some of those really big lifts and big improvements by switching to the practice management as well. For using case coordination, it was extremely manual for our materials manager. She was texting people their case times. We also have the patient communication part of it. So, that's been just a game changer for us as far as patient communication. Front desk isn't making a million phone calls to tell people their arrival times, and then, an hour later calling them all back because we had a case cancel and it changed. So that's been a huge time saver for us. And I also think that it's, reduced our cancellations as far as patients are concerned, because we can send out those NPO reminders. And also when our pre-op phone nurses talk to patients, they send them reminders as to what medications to take on the day of service, what to hold, when to hold them. I think that has been extremely helpful, especially, for kind of our, not our elderly, but more of like our baby boomer population that maybe they're on like 5 meds, and okay, which one did they tell me I could take and which one didn't, so. Before implementing like the case coordination and the patient texting, it was all completely manual. It was texting vendors, it was, calling patients and that kind of thing. And then before switching to our practice management, we were on Advantix. And we had some pretty big struggles with Advantix, especially because we updated to Envy for our inventory management system. And unfortunately, those two systems just did not talk to each other. So that was kind of one of our big reasons for saying, okay, we've got to switch away from Advantix because we love this Envy product. It's saving our materials department a lot of time. It's saving our accountant time with the 3-way match. We really want to stick with this product, but also we need communication between this product and our practice management. So that at that point, we knew that we were going to have to make some kind of a change, and it was either going to be, go to the next CIS product or make that jump and change entirely to HST. And we chose HST because we just had a lot of good experience with HST's help desk and their responsiveness and ability to fix solve our problems quickly and on the first try. And unfortunately, we didn't have quite the same experience with CIS. We brought it to them and we're like, look, this is probably going to cost a little bit more than what we've got right now, but we're going to get this data out of it that we currently don't have, and it's going to save us an FTE of employment based on this automation, and this automation. So really that was a pretty big selling point for them, because hiring people right now is not easy. So anytime that you can not have to hire somebody, that's great. Our one big challenge of inventory system integration has been solved, pretty much completely overnight by switching to HST. All of our inventory is now flowing correctly. The locations are there, the inventory supply types, everything is coming across correct. So that's been That's been really huge. And my clinical team likes how easy it is to make changes on the preference cards, depleting inventory. We were having major issues with that just because of the whole integration wasn't quite jiving right between Advantix and Envy. So after like months of frustrations, my clinical team is like, oh my gosh, when I type in a number, it's there. I love it. I would say, we're not far into our journey as far as the practice management side, but I've liked everything that I've seen. I've gotten really good feedback from my teams. My business office is like, oh, did you know it could do this? I can't wait to set this up, that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see my team engaged and excited about a change, because you don't always get that. I like that they are very intuitive as far as like you can kind of just figure it out on your own. Like, where would you put that? Oh, here. Okay, yep. Hey, look at that. That's where it is, like case coordination, I don't know that I ever got any actual training on it. My team did, but I can go in there and I can change and update pretty much anything that I want. Like it makes sense. I just get it, So I would say that's probably my biggest thing that I like. Reporting is probably number 2. I like how many options that I have for reporting. It's also very intuitive. I can just be like, oh, all right, well, that makes sense as to how to run that report. Since we started using case coordination, I've been able to take my materials manager and really have them focus on other more important tasks, capital budgeting, contracts, negotiating better pricing on stuff, spending more time with our physicians and with our scrub techs. That's been, a huge time saver. And now that we have the Envy integration, that's saving them even more time. So I'm really happy with that. And that's definitely been a workflow change. And then the next, big thing that we're working with now that we've got practice management implemented is our insurance verification had historically been a very manual, very paper-based process. And we are working to move absolutely 100% of it to within the system, using the workflows, using the estimator tool, and just getting completely off paper and our reliance on it. So I'm really excited for that. We're getting really close to being there. The getting off of paper is one of them. I mean, we're not even off of paper charts yet, but just the business office and being able to automate so many parts of that has already been a huge time saver, saving time on the insurance verification. We've been able to reduce our chart packs down to 1 page because they were able to customize and get everything that I wanted onto 1 sheet of paper. So I think that's been huge instead of 3 that I had before. So, things like that are just like, they're small, but they're saving us time and they're saving us money. And, I can't wait to go fully electronic and upgrade to the EMR. We're looking at likely doing that next summer. I'm really excited for the profit forecast that we've been working on. Being an ortho-only facility, we are heavy on our use of implants, and our materials manager does spend a lot of his time working with our business office lead and just making sure, is this case going to be profitable? Is this, can we use this implant? Can we not use this implant? Going out to vendors and asking, oh, how much is this going to be? Whereas within the case forecasting, we'll be able to literally just like, boom, send it out to a vendor. Hey, how much is this going to be? They send it back. Love the fact that it's then going to be in writing and there's going to be like a record of it. So they can't be like, no, I told you that was going to be $1,200. And we're like, no, you said it was going to be $600. Well, now we're going to have it, right there and be like, oh, no, actually you sent the estimate back and you said $600 and we okayed the case to go based on that. So you better give it to us for $600, So I think that's one of the most exciting new things, aside from just the whole change to practice management. But I think that's going to be a really great tool that, Gavin is just, constantly like tweaking and making changes to it, and it's just getting better and better. So I'm very excited for that. That's one thing that we were very worried about it, and because we had a really aggressive goal as to when we were going to go live, and I'm like, I don't know if we're going to be able to squeeze this in, and if we're going to hit our September 1st, we might have to push it to October. And there were a couple of times where I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to make this happen. But our implementation specialist, his name was Zach, and he kept us right on track. He always followed up with things, and honestly, like, the go live went smoother than I could have imagined, because you just kind of expect things to be a dumpster fire, and there wasn't even smoke in the dumpster. It was great. So